Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ET Auto. Today, we are at CNH India's manufacturing facility in Greater Noida. The company, which makes tractors and construction equipment in India, has just completed 25 years of operations for its brand New Holland here in the country. To talk more about the company's journey through the past years and what lies ahead, we have with us the company's country head here, Mr. Narinder Mittal. Congratulations, first of all, on the New Holland brand completing 25 years in India. So, could you share, because you have been in the industry for so many years, could you share how have you seen the agriculture and the tractor industry per se, evolve in the last 25 years in India?
So tractor industry has grown significantly in India over the last few years. And last year and last to last year, we crossed 900K tractors in India, which is quite significant because this is the largest volume that is being produced in any part of the world. So overall, it has grown significantly, and we expect it's to grow further also. The outlook is quite positive.
Okay. And do you also see any kind of challenges that were there, decades back, which are now sorted because of the infrastructure or the government policies or any kind of challenges which do not exist right now, or the evolution of the consumer market here in this segment?
Yeah, see, without government support, this growth would not have been possible. Because if we look at the government policies, they have always been to encourage the agriculture segment.
Mm.
Even now also, the present government is focusing on doubling the farmer income. And there is a good scope in order to improve the mechanization level in India. So specifically on tractors also, because in India, mechanization overall is not very good, but tractorization is relatively very, very good. And tractor is the first equipment a farmer buys, and government encourages in the form of subsidies, in the form of awareness that it provides, and all kinds of incentives that government provides to industry as well as to the farmers.
Yeah, you talked about mechanization. So, what are the challenges there? Do you think the government can do something for higher adoption of mechanization or Industry 4.0 or the newer technologies that are coming up in this industry?
Yeah, a lot, I will say something is being done, but lot more can be done. The mechanization is relatively low in India because the focus is more on the tractors. It's tractorization. Even tractors also, we are in the smaller HP segment because the farm holding is relatively small in India
Hmm.
as compared to the rest of the world. But coming to the mechanization in the other areas, especially the post-harvesting or the harvesting areas, where we see that we need to do a lot. The overall mechanization is quite low. The combine industry has been stagnant at around 3,500, the wheel combine, the bigger one I'm talking about, for quite some time. Similarly, sugarcane also, the mechanization you see in only in certain states, like in Maharashtra, in Karnataka, in Tamil Nadu, you see the mechanization is relatively better. But then you come to the other part of the world, like in UP, that produces the maximum sugar canes in India, but the mechanization is very, very low, rather as good as zero, I will say. So I believe a lot of awareness that is needed to the farmers so that the cropping pattern can also change the way the sowing is done. And also we need some support from the government side to encourage the farmers to go for improving the mechanization, because ultimately it is going to improve the yield of the crop. At the end of the day, the farmer and the state, the country gets benefited if we improve the productivity, because the resources are limited. The land holding is limited, the resources are limited, the water availability is also going down. So we need to produce more from the available resources. And for that purpose, it is important that even harvesting and post-harvesting also, we should be focusing on the mechanization.
We talked about the 25 years that the New Holland brand has been in India. Going forward, what are your plans maybe for the next 5 years to, in terms of expansion or garnering more, interest here in this country for India market?
So we would like to be dominant player. Currently, we are catering to the premium segment in India, and we would like to be dominant player here. And we want to have the entire range of the crop solution as well as for the tractors. So tractors, we are already present. crop solution, we have brought in some products which we are manufacturing. Some are getting manufactured in Pune, and some we are importing to support the farmers here in India. Our plan, if you talk about, is one is to work on the technology part of it, because as I said earlier, that it's a great iron for us, and this has to be weighted with the great technology. And so the combination of great iron and great technology, that can work wonders for us. For us, means for the people in India, for the farmers in India, and we need to support them. So we're working on that part. We have a ITC, that is the India Technology Center, that operates out of Gurgaon. And in ITC is basically for the innovation. We have around 700 people who are working and supporting the development of technology there, not only for the products in India, but also for the global products in ITC. So big focus on the precision technology from our side going forward. And also we are localizing certain components and products in India. The round balers we intend to localize. The small square balers, which is already localized, we are increasing the local content. Right now we are importing certain components. We want to do everything in India only, so as to help the industry also in India, but also help the farmer by making those products more competitive. And similarly, the tractor segment, we have recently launched a product with the telematics. Of course, it's optional to the customers. Even that is also available. So the focus would be on technology and bringing in new products that can be more advanced and providing better solutions to the farmers.
Right. Like you talked about some products which are imported. Could you specify which specifically the products that you're importing in India right now?
Round balers we are importing. Components of the small square balers we are importing. And also the bigger tractors like 170 HP, anything above 100 HP in India we are importing. So that could be one area where we should work on. This year we are coming up with a 105 HP product that will be manufactured here in Noida, Greater Noida plant, and that would be launched in May of this year.
Right. Also, like technology is going to be a bigger, focus area for you. You touched upon telematics, but what other technologies can we see, in the tractor industry and for from CNH or like New Holland brand? Like everybody is talking about the connected and the autonomous, and that we have seen in the auto industry already happening. Can we see that for CNH too?
Yeah. So you can see it in both ways. It is not only in the products, it will also be in the manufacturing area, because we have a large footprint here. We have 3 plants, one in Greater Noida, one in Pune, and the third one is in the central part of India in Pithampur. So we are using a lot of Industry 4.0 methodology here in the plants, in our plants. Those are very well connected, and you can access anything sitting across the globe. In Italy, the engineers sitting in Italy, they can access the machines. Those are getting used here, and they can also get the data. Similar is here also. So anywhere you are sitting, you can use Industry 4.0 techniques, and that we are deploying in all the plants to a I would say very detailed level. Coming to the products, so telematics is one which I talked about, and we are also exploring certain areas such as auto guidance, especially for the harvesting solutions, because we feel this is one area which can also help us improve the yield by using the auto guidance system. So this would be the start, and then we are using a lot of sensors so as to see that the driveline works at the optimal level, the engine is able to perform effectively, provide the highest torque and the power with a very low fuel consumption. So those are the things which we are working currently on, and the products that we have launched recently in the market, those are exactly as per that thought process.
Okay. So the product that you talked about, with the autonomous technology, when can we expect that coming to India?
Auto guidance, we have it globally,
Okay.
but we are working out a value proposition solution for India.
Yeah.
So we are working it out with ITC, that is in Gurgaon, and we expect in a year's time we should have some solution ready for the Indian farmers.
Okay. Okay, that's great. But talking about the fuel technology, there's a lot going around the fuel technology as well with the India's net zero, targets for 2070. Every industry is moving towards that. So, what kind of fuel technology do you see emerging for the tractor industry? Like there's ethanol, methanol that you already have in the global portfolio. So, what do you think will work better for India? What is a better prospect for India? Also, like, do you think electric is a better option, or hybrid or a hydrogen powered tractors would work well?
So when you talk about the alternate fuel, lot of activities are going on in this field. Even in India, also through Government of India, we talk about CBT, we talk about green hydrogen, and then electric tractors are also being explored. A lot of manufacturers are manufacturing. So we have the entire technology globally that is available with us. We are currently looking at what the market desires. So we are just investigating this. We feel electric tractor could be suitable for a lower HP tractors, in our opinion. CBG could be another solution. So we are having methane tractors in our portfolio. We are also having the tractors with the LNG. So that those are the tractors. Those are already available with us. Even with the CNG also, we conducted certain trials in the past. So the technology is available with us, but we will see that what is the right time when we need to introduce that technology in the market.
Okay, so can we say like CNH, we can expect different fuel technologies from CNH in the coming years?
Yes, absolutely.
But which would be the first one you would want to venture into?
So it will all depends on the maturity of that technology in our country.
Right.
It
Okay.
will all boil down to like methane tractors we are manufacturing now in Basildon, our plant in UK. So that can easily be adopted. That technology can easily be adopted here. But we know the market is yet not matured for
Okay.
the tractor.
Right. Also, sir, you mentioned about your three plants, one Greater Noida, the Pithampur, and the Pune plant. And I believe the Noida plant is the biggest.
This is the biggest.
Yes. Could you talk about the production capacity that's there in each of the plants? And, are you planning to expand these?
So we have a total installed capacity for tractors as 70,000, 60,000 in Noida, and 10,000 in Pune.
Okay.
Uh, Currently, this capacity is not fully utilized because we expanded last year only in Noida as well as in Pune. So we expect that we should utilize this capacity fully in next 2-3 years. And then we have a master plan also ready for Noida, wherein we can do 100,000 tractors out of this plant. So that plan is ready, but some debottlenecking would be required and some additional capacity would be added. So that can be done here. Pune, we have a good plant in Pune, the youngest one that we have. So we can do more than 500 combine harvesters a year there. And similarly, we can do more than 500 sugarcane harvesters also in Pune. So 10,000 is right now the capacity for the tractors, which can easily be expanded in Pune.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is no constraint as such there in Pune. Balers we intend to add. As I said, the small square balers we are already manufacturing, and the round baler we should start manufacturing maybe 2 years or 1.5 years from now. Pithampur, if you talk about the construction equipment plant, so we had a good capacity there for the TLBs, more than 6,000 TLBs we can do there. And the vibratory compactor also, we can touch close to 2,000 vibratory compactor there in Pithampur. And the crawler excavators, we can do 1,500 crawler excavators. And then everything is expandable, it's scalable. So some debottlenecking, as and when the need arises, we can debottleneck this. Then like the engine plant, so it would have a capacity of around 20,000 engines to start with. But we have taken care in the design stage itself that we can easily reach 70,000 engines capacity if required from a similar plant. Some debottlenecking, some machines addition, and that can be done.
Yeah, the debottlenecking and increasing of capacity that you're talking about. Like what major strategies, if you have to list 3 or 5 key strategies that you have taken for lean manufacturing, could you specify those?
So you would see when you go to the Greater Noida plant, probably one of the leanest plant across the globe. Even I can say proudly, even in the CNH world also, this is treated as a good lean plant. So what we are doing here is we are reducing the waste. So any waste on account of the rework, the rejection, the inventory, and that's the waste we are working on. And we also look at the vertical integration and a single line flow. So right from a machine shop to the end of the line, it moves in a single piece flow so that we don't have any stoppage anywhere to make it leaner. And similarly at the supply base also, so that we do not carry much inventory here in the plant. Only as per the need, the inventory is available and the material is supplied on the lines based on the needs. And that's how we are trying to make these plants leaner. And the Noida has already proved it. Pithampur and Pune are working in the similar direction.
Okay, you have new products lined up, new technologies that you're talking about, and then this about, the production capacity is getting leaner and, better. So, any kind of investments that you have lined up for this year or a year or two from CNH in India?
Investment is quite significant that we are making here in India. So investment could be in the form of, one is the physical footprint that you could see here. Investment is also in the form of the programs, and also investment is in the form of the technology that we bring in here. ITC I just now talked about, that India Technology Center has around 700 people, those are already working there. And ITC also has good labs like the virtual reality labs, the simulation labs there in ITC, and that is supporting the development, technology development for India and for the global products. So it's like kind of an innovation center for us. And so this is where we are investing. We are also expanding the CNH capital significantly, because CNH capital is a financial arm that is supporting the business, both construction as well as agriculture. Now coming to the products in agriculture segment, we like the engine plant, which got started only day before yesterday. And we have started the trial from in that plant. And the series production should be available from August and September in that plant, so that we can start using those engines on our products. And we are also coming up with new products, which are currently at the development stage. So what we are looking at for those products is that those provide the optimal solution to the farmers. Those are state-of-the-art products, and those will be replacing the existing fleet that we have. That's what we are working on. We are also looking at having the post-harvesting, the baling products out of India. Even the higher HP, above 100 HP tractors, those can also be developed and made available to the farmers in India. That's the whole spectrum. So we are working on the entire range, I will say. Be it sugarcane, be it the combine, be it the post-harvesting, or the tractors, or even the construction equipment. The skid steer loaders, we launched end of last year, the skid steer loaders, that will be exported out of India. And that can also be sold in India, but right now industry is not existing for the skid steer loader. But we see that as the industry develops, that can also be supplied to the Indian market.
Right. So how much is the investment going into the product and expansion, if you have to specify, segregate them?
Yeah, so investment would be basically program-wise, I will say. So it could run into hundreds of millions of dollars every year, I will say, when we talk about the programs. So based on the program, I think I can let you know about the investment, specific programs. Like when a new product comes up, the investment could be close to 100 million for one product.
Okay. All right. Also, sir, going forward, if we see your domestic and exports, like you're a big player globally, but in India, the volumes are still low. I mean, your market share for the past 5, 6, 7 years has been hovering around 3 to 4%. So, what are the plans there? You're bringing up new products, but do you have any target to increase your market share going forward with the expanding of capacity and everything in India?
Yeah. So, one is the tractors, which probably you are referring to. So I come to tractors
Yes,
later.
the tractor business.
Yeah, so sugarcane, we are at a 50% market share, and similar is the market share for the balers also. And even vibratory compactor and the TLBs, the market share is quite good. Tractors, the market share for us and even for the competition also has been quite sticky for quite some time. So we have good plans, because we were earlier not present in the entire range of tractors. So we were not present in the lower HP. So less than 40 HP is 40% of the total industry. And more than 40 HP, 40 to 50 is around 50% of the industry. And we were always a dominant player in higher HP, 49.5 and above, we were always a dominant player. Last year, end of last year, I will say, calendar year I'm talking about, we came up with the 35 and 39 HP smart models, which can really help the Indian farmer, not only for the commercial application, but also for the agriculture application also. And we also launched the Simba series, the compact tractor, the smaller one, the specialty tractor, that also we launched. So the 40% total TIV, wherein we were not a dominant player. We were present, but not in a big way. Now with these new products, the Smart Tractor 35, 39, and the Simba series, we hope to gain a good market share there in that segment. So overall, what we are looking at is that we should be able to double our market share from the current 4% to around 8% in next 4 years. That will be the
Okay.
plan.
So if you have to segregate, how much is the domestic and
Yeah,
exports?
almost 80% of our production is for the domestic market, 75 to 80%. 20 to 25% goes for the export market. Uh, when I say export is largely, I'm talking about US, North America, and the European markets wherein we are exporting to. Total 75 countries we are exporting to out of India. SAARC, I am considering that as a part of the domestic volume because the product is similar for the India and the SAARC countries.
Are you also planning to increase the exports market going forward?
Yes, we would be manufacturing the compact tractors exclusively for the US market starting next year. Q3, Q4 of next year, we should start producing the compact tractor for the US market. So the volume would be close to 10,000 tractors in the step one. So that itself will be a big number. And then we are also developing some models in India for the export market. So those are exclusively for the export market because Trem-V compliant, those models we will be doing out of India. So this plant or the India as a market will become a hub not only for the India products, the India market, but also it would be catering to the global markets. And one is manufacturing the product. Second is we are also supplying the aggregates. Like this plant where you are sitting right now is supplying axles to our sister plants worldwide, to our plants in Easy, in Modena, in Basildon, in Lecce, in Burlington in US. And we are also supplying PTOs because all these are the hydraulic PTOs that we are supplying to different plants getting manufactured here. And we also want to expand that footprint also so that we can support the global company by producing the product here and also help this company and this country by bringing in more products here while also increasing the skill level of the workforce in India.
Yeah, I was actually coming to that, like your India's role in your global portfolio. But what makes India so competitive, to manufacture here for the world there? Like, is it the cost, is it the resources, or is it something like you could share?
So now India has the skill level that was needed. So overall, see globally, if you look at the cost, the labor cost globally is relatively higher in India. It's still low than the global standard in India. And other than that, if you look at the material cost, also the raw material cost, also it's relatively competitive in India. Moreover, you can get the economy of scales in India because nowhere in the world, any country is doing 900,000 tractors. This is the only country that is doing. So economy of scale is very, very important. This helps you to have the reduced material cost, which in turn helps you to produce a competitive product here in India.
Okay, and just one last thing. So, in terms of numbers for the next 1 year, what kind of numbers are you targeting in terms of sales and volumes?
So we are looking at an increase of market share here. Year after year, we are looking at an increase of market share with a CAGR of around 12%, approximately 12 to 13%, at least in the tractor market. We should get that.
Okay, and like how much is India's contribution, globally in terms of revenue and sales?
So in terms of numbers, it is quite significant. But in terms of volume, I will say we are still a small player
Hmm.
when you look at the entire CNH portfolio because those tractors are bigger tractors and even the harvesting the products are quite big and the value wise they're quite expensive.
Yeah, the US and Europe are your biggest market, I believe.
US, Europe, as well as Latin America.
Latin America, yes. So, what can the government do something, to propagate or for the adoption of these higher HP tractors?
So I will say that the direction is positive even today also.
Okay.
If you look at last year, see, we would not have even imagined a couple of years ago that big balers or the big tractors can be sold in India. I am from the same industry. We never thought so. We always looked at the big tractors. Those can be maybe manufactured in India, but have to be sold ultimately in the global markets. But I could never imagine that we can also import, we need to import 150 HP, 170 HP tractors into India and sell in the Indian market. So last year as a package, overall one package means it consists of one tractor, the 170 HP tractor, big baler, rake. So that package is quite expensive. Even that is getting sold here in India. So the direction is positive, especially the crop residue management policy, the CRM, which the government released a couple of months ago. I think that is also going to be very, very positive because government is pushing for ethanol production. So ethanol means you will require more of sugarcane, you will require more of crops also, especially maize also, because now shift will be from sugarcane to maize for the ethanol production. Government is also pushing for using the stubble for the power generation. 5% is the target for the power plants. So for that, you will always require big equipments, big implements, big tractors also. So direction to me is positive. Of course, things do not change overnight. It takes time, but still the speed is quite satisfactory, I guess.
Okay, thank you so much for talking to us, sir. And you have big plans going ahead. I wish they work out well and wishing you the best. Thank you.
Very much.